Looking for an elegant dessert recipe? Try these mango meringue tartlets and you will impress everyone. A classic butter crust paired with an exotic mango curd. Topped with toasted meringue, make these beautiful little mini tarts something special. Let me show you how to make them. To make the tart shells, combine 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/3 cup of sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Add 6 ounces of chilled unsalted butter, diced into pieces, and a splash of vanilla. Now you can use a pastry blender to crumble it, or the easiest and fastest way is to use a food processor or a blender. Pulse a few times until pea-sized crumbs form. About 20 to 30 seconds. This is exactly the consistency that we need. Add 2 egg yolks and 1 tablespoon of cold water and process for another 10 seconds or until the dough comes together. Transfer the dough onto a plastic wrap and shape it into a disc. Refrigerate for at least 1 hour. Meanwhile, let's prepare our mango curd. Peel 2 mangoes and make sure to taste your mangoes. If they taste bland and boring, your tarts will too. Be sure to use good and ripe mangoes. Add them to your blender, as well as 1/4 to 1/2 cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of fresh lime juice, and a pinch of salt. Blend until you reach a smooth consistency. Mangoes vary in sweetness, so start by pureeing the mango and taste your mango to determine how much sugar and lemon juice you need. Add 2 egg yolks and puree for another 10 seconds. Strain mixture through a mesh sieve into a metal bowl, pressing on solids with the back of a spatula. This step is optional, but it guarantees a smooth and silky curd. Set your metal bowl over a saucepan of simmering water. Do not allow bottom of the bowl to touch the water. Whisk puree until thickened and thermometer registers 170 degrees Fahrenheit. About 10 minutes. Remove from over saucepan and gradually whisk in 4 tablespoons of butter, 1 piece at a time. Whisk until the butter is melted. I absolutely love this silky consistency, and it smells so delicious. I could simply eat it just like this. Cover and refrigerate for several hours, or best overnight. This way it will have plenty of time to set before you fill the tartlets. Mangoes vary in the amount of liquid. If your filling isn't thickening up, add 1/2 tablespoon of cornstarch or 2 tablespoons of dissolved gelatin. Now it's time to make our tart shells. Remove the plastic wrap and divide the dough in 2 pieces. Scoop out a piece of dough at a time and press the pastry with your fingertips to fit into the mold. Trim off the edges with your fingers. I find this is the easiest way to form my tart shells. These molds are perfect and I've used them for many years at this point. I will link them in the description box below. Now poke each tartlet with a fork. Just like that. When you're done molding your tarts, place them in the freezer for at least 15 minutes. This step is very important. If you don't freeze your tarts prior to baking, they will shrink. Freezing your pre-made tarts leads to another make-ahead tricky secret. You can freeze your tart shells for up to 4 weeks. There's no need to thaw or pre-bake these little crusts. Remove them from the freezer when you're ready to cook them. Bake them in a preheated oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit until the tart shells are golden brown, about 15 to 18 minutes. Once they're baked, let them cool at room temperature for 5 minutes. Then remove the tart shells from the mold and cool to room temperature. Baked shells can be stored in the fridge for up to a week. You can also freeze them for up to 3 months. Once the pastry shells have cooled down, it's time to fill them up with our homemade delicious fresh mango curd. Transfer your filling to a bag, or you can simply spoon them onto your tarts. You'll definitely want to double the recipe of this mango curd. It is so delicious to smear on toast, spread on a crepe, swirl into your yogurt, and about 1,000 other delightful things I can think of. And as a last touch, let's not forget about those perfectly toasted tufts of meringue, the crowning glory of these magnificent mango curd tartlets. To make the meringue topping for this tartlet recipe, beat 2 egg white with half a cup of sugar until stiff peaks form, about 6 to 8 minutes. Now these are the peaks we're looking for. Pipe 3 small peaks of your meringue on top of your mango filling. Lightly torch meringue tops if desired. Also, another option, you can skip the meringue and serve these with diced mango. Decorate with some fresh mint on top and they are ready to be enjoyed. These delightful mango curd tartlets are the perfect summer dessert. Sunshine on a tart shell. Try this new recipe and you'll fall in love with them too. Before you leave, check out our dessert playlist right over here on your right. And don't forget to subscribe. See you next week!